Alright, so I was incorrect about the Gills of Ravnica cycling out when it did. I guess it cycles out in 3 hours. So just as well, I made plans last night to just do this full run this morning while I'm drinking coffee and just hanging out before I get to my studying. Because if I would have just waited till the afternoon and studied first, I would have just paid 5,000 gold to draft this cool deck and then go 0-3. So that's my lesson to you kids. Procrastinate. So we got like a pretty strong. What's the word for strong? A pretty strong Dimir deck splashing for Beacon Bolt. I was kind of hoping to be able to splash for Golgari. Like in the draft video, you'll see that I opted for the Azoni, speculating on the Azoni over like a Notion Rain or something. That probably would have made our final cut. And then I took a couple Gateway Plazas, and I picked up a Circuitous Route. My logic was that I wanted to take, at least get a Golgari Guild Gate, as well as the Gateway Plazas, because I don't want to play like 2 Gateway Plazas, because they're very, very bad for your tempo, and it can just like leave you completely open for like 2 turns. And I decided that Azoni was an amazing payoff, but not good enough that I wanted to do some really janky stuff with like Circuitous Route, 2 Gateway Plazas, and like, you know, the only other Golgari card being Rhizome Lurcher. I decided that Beacon Bolt was just good enough. I mean, like, this card is incredible. We have 10 instants and sorceries, so this will pretty regularly be able to kill what we need it to kill. Excuse me. So I cut the green splash that we were speculating on. I picked up a Nizzit Guild Gate, so I had the appropriate Guild Gate. I have a Gateway Plaza. 1 is fine. And then, excuse me, 1 mountain. Not too sure about the mountain. I'm considering just going with, considering the deck has so much surveil, I might actually cut another mountain now that I'm looking at it, because, you know, I have so many cards that early on I want to make sure that I don't want one of my first 2 lands to be a mountain. And I have a lot of, like, double pip cards that require me to have very specifically blue and black, or 2 blues, you know, so the mountain can kind of throw a loop in that. You know, I have a couple cards that are blue and black, so very specific mana costs that you want to get down early, so it's kind of a little janky. One could argue that the Izzet Guild Gate and the Gateway Plaza are enough, with the massive amount of surveil we have, because I think, does it tell me that stat? No, it doesn't tell me my keywords. That'd be cool, actually. Hey Wizards, I know you're listening. It's definitely not just Kelly. Or, alternatively, Kelly, tell Wizards that they should have keyword details, because that'd be neat. So I got 1, 2, I think I counted last night, and I think it was something like 9. Some of it is potentially repeatable should the creatures live, so like our ability to dig through our deck is pretty strong. I'm going to run it with the mountain as is. I mean, I don't want to be, I don't know. I'll go back up swamp here, I think. 2 sources with 9 sources of surveil, I think, is okay. We have a lot of creatures that, if we don't, like, casting Beacon Bolt on turn 3 doesn't happen very often, especially in our deck, because if to cast it on turn 3, we basically would have 1 thing in the graveyard, and potentially there'll be reasons for that, like if they play like a 3-1 or something and they're a really aggressive deck and we just want to slow them down, that is a possible scenario, but it's not a likely one. And we also have a lot of like creatures actually at our low drop slots. Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Granted, like half of those we don't just want to like trade, but hey, if we're against an aggro deck and we need to make it up here, before getting run over, we will absolutely trade those creatures away, especially with like a devious cover up in our deck. So I think that going for the 2 sources of red in our 2 gates is probably appropriate. And we only need 1. You know, like if we get the Aza Guild Gate, then we can always bin this Gateway Plaza for the Beacon Bolt or for Radical Idea. So I think overall that should be good, and we'll be better served to have the swamp earlier. But that deck looks pretty sweet. Like I said, there's worlds where we play like 2 Dimir Spybugs really early, and then we like surveil a couple times, and we're an aggro Dimir deck. But I think most games will probably end up being more controlling, slowly building the Dimir Spybugs up over time. If they die, you know, using disinformation campaigns to accrue value, devious cover-ups to recur like our 4 top cards later in the game, Nightveil Predators to close with City Watchlings to close. Like these 2 cards are... Yeah, Nightveil Predator is a bane of the format. I really don't like this card, but obviously I'm going to play it every time I get it in Dimir. Hexproof is really... I'm not a huge fan of Hexproof in Limited, or I guess in Constructed, but it seems to be a lot more annoying in Constructed because you don't just have board wipes available to you. Most of your removal is single target, so when a creature has Hexproof, and then also flying, it's just like, well, if you don't counter it once it comes down, you're done ski. Yeah, really strong card. Also another reason to, you know, try and keep our blue-black as consistent as possible. Anyways, we've only got 3 hours to finish this. And if we're playing controlling games, I don't think it'll take 3 hours, but in best of 1, but hopefully we can, you know, it might take a little bit. So, I do have pretty good memories of this format. I like the gold, the gold sets of Ravnica, or both Ravnica sets. They have their pros and cons. I like the idea of gold sets because I like the fairly strong guild ideologies that your decks get to play. It feels, I don't know, from like a Vorthosy? Whatever, the magic term for it. It makes your deck feel a lot more like its identity is very powerful and strong, just having gold cards. Oh yeah, this is a great hand. We get to play the gate on turn 1. And then Dimir Spybug on turn 2, and then we can Whisper Agent on turn 3 to pump that up, and Surveil, yeah, this is an excellent hand. Wishcon Grab on turn 4, we got a Severed Strands if things get dicey. Yeah, this is a good hand. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because I think the fact that you basically, in either of these 2 sets, you get to play one of 5 color pairs, as opposed to something like, what's the one right now? Eldraine, where there's technically 15. On Arena, there's like 4, granted, but theoretically, you know, there's a lot more variety, and as I'm trying to get better at drafting, I tend to like a little bit of variety. Still hate Boros, but we're working on that. Well then, what does this give? Menace? Sure. Well, this has... Oh, no, it just can't block. Oh, okay. Then, yeah. I'll just play my island down, and then I can play the Whisperblade Agent to block the 4/3, and then that seems pretty good, because the trigger will happen before blocks, so this will come out, and then they won't be able to efficiently, you know, deal with it. Sure thing. It's a good card. I don't think there's shock in this format, so yeah. So they'll attack, and you know the conceit of this little combo they have is that they can reduce any blocker by 2 power, so it makes it harder to trade with this. But unfortunately, my Whisper Agent having flash means that effect resolves before this comes into play. So definitely want the recurable Surveil when I have both Spybugs. And then, yeah, so we get the 2-for-1 them here. Pretty good play. If they're as an aggro deck, that was a pretty big setback. The Goblin Electromancer isn't that scary. I think I'm happy to. It seems like they're playing like some sort of is it aggro deck that's probably using like beam splitter stuff, like or self targeting, whatever. Let's go ahead and play both these cards and just see how they like that. Obviously, all three of these cards are good, and we'd like to keep them alive. But if they want to spend their turn removing one of them, you know, that's fine by me. I don't think there's like a low cost red sweeper like a from M20 the 2 damage to everything except your flyers, whatever that was called. Yeah, I'm not sure. The really, that is that's fine. It's not that strong of a turn, but I guess they're not in a great spot. All right, swing on in. I don't think we have to worry about evasion too much. We have the Wishbone Grab as a blocker about to come down, so I don't know if I want a second, like, just decent body to block with. See, this is the option one we spoke about. You know, we're more aggressive than this aggressive is it deck. So they'll play with Battle of Death? Fine. There's almost nothing. I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, okay. Not great for them. Certainly not. I'm pretty sure with even discounting spells, there's really nothing that they can do on the next turn to, like, kill me, especially with the 2/5 blocker. So let's just hang out. Put that Swamp right in the graveyard. I will say, I like GRN probably more than I should for one reason, and that is 100% due to the fact that I like to play Dimir. I kind of unironically forced Dimir this past draft, and it kind of worked out. And I think Surveil is one of my favorites. The fact that that one of these 5 guilds gets an archetype that's basically just like Scribe but better is absolutely incredible, and it is enough to make me enjoy this format only when I'm playing Dimir. I like Golgari too, but Golgari is not super strong. If you know, I mean, if you get a Zoni, pick one, play Golgari, and you'll be pretty happy about it, I would guess. And if you get a bunch of Rhizome Lurkers, that's also very good. But those are the 2 like really strong cards, and one of those is a rare. Charnel Troll, of course. So I guess at common, there's like the Rhizome Lurcher, and then I guess the Vigor Spore Worm. So if you can get a lot of those, then you're in good shape. But like the other common, like Erstwhile Trooper, I was complaining about this to Nathan when he was watching the draft, is that it's just like, I do get that the idea is that you have to discard a creature card because it's like an undergrowth thing, but like, just let me discard it. So that card's a 3-mana 2/2 where you can discard a creature to give it 2/2 and trample, and you can also only do it once per turn, which probably makes sense for constructed. I guess there might be something to that there, but it's pretty bad. Anyways, a good solid victory over an Is It Aggro deck, liking the deck so far. But like, the fact that you have to discard a creature is not great and limited, because a lot of time you want to be discarding lands. Also, the effect of making a 3-mana 2/2 a 4/4 with trample for the rest of the turn is kind of incongruous with Golgari a little bit. Sorry, hold on. So we'll probably keep this. If things are really fast coming out for opponent, we do have a turn 2 play that just kind of slows them down before we get into our really good stuff later on. So, and I get to go first. So, if they are playing a really aggressive aggro deck, Platinum, huh? This is the other thing about playing an old format, is that my suspicion is that it might be a lot of people who just really enjoyed the format and are really good at it. So we might play players that are a lot better than we are. I was not someone who... I was not a very good... I'm still like... I consider myself an intermediate sort of drafter, probably. I was just not very good in... when I was playing Guilds of Ravnica. Probably War is when I started to take myself really seriously, because I wanted to see if I could go optimal playing Arena, because if I can play Magic the Gathering for free, for almost or almost free, because I play very little constructed now, that seems like a good situation for me to be in. Alright, we do not need that swamp. There's the Beacon Bolt. No. Play out our Nightveil Predator. Do we want to kill? No, we can probably like Artful Takedowns and still get some use out of this. Yeah, so if they are truly Golgari, maybe splashing for one other thing. There is a Golgari ward wipe at rare, but like this deck probably doesn't do a lot against. Oh wait, no, they're playing white, so I guess this is an Abzan deck. So like I don't know what they're really gonna do against this Nightveil Predator, to be honest. If I can, kill blockers, I can. Sure, I'll take. You gave me 4. I might as well take 3. Glowspore Shaman. See, that's a good card. Like if this was like common, if Glowspore Shaman was common, and then the bad Erstwhile Trooper, I think it's called, was uncommon, and also a different card, Golgari would probably be a lot stronger, because like this is great. I mean, you get to mill a little bit, which is great, exactly what you want to be doing, and then you can also kind of not fix, but set up your next draws to hit your land drops. This is doing everything you want to do in Golgari, but it's the uncommon, so you sometimes don't see any. You sometimes see, like, at most 2, I think, probably. Well, not at most, but average, you probably see 1 or 2 if you're in that lane and it's wide open for you. That's what you'll find. Well, go to combat. Swing with our 3/3 in the air. Sure. I'll play the House Guild Mage. I can still Unexplained Disappearance. I'm almost considering Unexplained Disappearancing the Peacemaker, because when it comes back down, it heals me for 4 as well, and I don't know how aggressive their deck is, but like it seems currently like just a lower curve than my deck. So I mean, I might actually benefit more from having them cast a 3/3 that heals both of us for 4 than they will. But I'm also really high health, so maybe I'll just trade the Whisperblade Agent off for it, and then I just kind of take the rest. I can also use this defensively if they have a kill spell for my House Guild Mage. Yeah, let's see here. This is 5 damage potentially. I mean, they can pay all their mana to make this 7 damage. That doesn't seem too bad. If they do, if they do pump the Devkaran Dissident, I can Unexplained Disappearance it, and then they'll lose, 7 mana of value. But it makes sense that they wouldn't want to do that. Conclave Tribunal, sure. Yeah, so happy to use it defensively here. Based on the way they were kind of tanking earlier, that kind of makes sense that that's how that went. I'll keep the Disdainful Stroke. They have another Conclave Tribunal, can counter Conclave Tribunal, can counter huge green creatures that ruin my day. Can do all these things I need. I'm going to play out the House Guild Mage again, and then hopefully, I'd like to get like my red mana online. Or just add another land so I can do both of these things in the same turn. If they play a decent 4-drop, I'm happy to Disdainful Stroke. Yeah, that sounds good. Heal you for 3, it's a 4/4. I can kill it with Artful Takedown. You'll gain life, but that's not a huge concern to me. I'll let you go for that, because I can kill that tap this down or something. Now I can do both, which is cool. Might keep the Nightveil Predator back to block this, and then force them to either pump it or just let it get eaten. Because we're kind of on the defensive now. They are a lot more aggressive than we are, but... So pass to attackers now will Artful Takedown. This card's just amazing. Like this, the Dimir common is like a kill spell and also like a oops, cancel. I would like to do both, please. Tap the 3/1, -2, -4 the Crawl Forger. Like the Artful Takedown is like a kill spell and a tap that spell. Like this card's great. This is the Dimir. This is one of the Dimir commons. Golgari gets Pax Favor, huh? Well, I cannot counter that, unfortunately. So it looks like that's gonna make it. Can I tap you down? Yeah, I guess I'll do that with the Dimir Guild Mage now. So pretty good. We will pay 2 to stop the 5/3 from attacking us. Wait. That was a mistake. Man, I'm bad at Magic the Gathering recently. Do I take 3 or... Oh my gosh. I'm so bad at Magic the Gathering. Okay, so we'll go down to 6. I guess at least it doesn't untap. Oh no. See, now we're in real trouble, because now we're just drawing lands. Hopefully we can, So yeah, we'll put this in front of you. Oh, brutal. You hate to see it, but hopefully we can surveil some stuff and maybe draw an answer to this Crawl Forger. Yeah, let's see what they do. So the Nightveil Predator has Death Touch, which is nice, so it means like even if they make the choice to like pump this so it kills the Nightveil Predator, they're still losing their creature, which is nice. So they're not going to cast anything this turn probably. And then I get to, you know, so I'm going to surveil. Is this Information Campaign? Man. Disappointing as it is, because I love this card. I don't think I can take the Disinformation Campaign. Although, if I draw this and then cast it, I just get the card that I would have underneath it. But I have to spend 3 extra mana to do it, and I have 7 mana. If I have 7 mana, and the card that I draw is... This actually might be okay. If I had like a... Because I don't actually have a copy of the 5 mana kill spell, which is a reason to bin this right away. But this essentially, with almost every card in our deck other than the City Watch Sphinx, basically is better on top because it also gets our opponent to discard a card. So we shall do that. And of course it is another land. But we can Beacon Bolt, at least. Our Beacon Bolt isn't enough to kill the Crawl Foragers yet, but... So we're down to 2. Hopefully we can counter a spell they cast. We cannot counter that spell. So we play 2. So we do that. We can Radical Idea into the graveyard. We have to be able to... So that's at 3. Let's see. If we radical idea and discard the disdainful stroke, the beacon bolt then can kill the 4/4. And hopefully we draw a 2-drop. I think that's our only out. Playing the disinformation campaign takes too much mana. Yes, that is correct. So, let's discard the disdainful stroke, unfortunately. Come on. That is not what I needed. I think that's going to be game. So we'll... Yeah. If we had both our red sources, we could have double Beacon Bolt, which would have done it, but this is not going to do it, unfortunately. Pretty unlucky. I mean, I probably... Maybe... I would have had one more turn if I guess I read my card correctly. I thought it tapped, not prevents from untapping. That's on me, but unless the next card on my deck would really change the game in some way, that was not going to do it, unfortunately, but that's okay. That's alright. Oh, wait. Let me pop back and swap this out. Well, still a blue quest, but oh well. Alright, back into the game. I go first. 2 black mana. We have way more blue like 2-drops than black 2-drops. So we have like a few sources of blue. Got 7, and then our 3 gates can do it, so that's like 30. That's not 30. It's 10 out of 10 out of what's left here, 40 or 33. So, well, I guess that's close to 30. Barrier of Bones. I think this is probably good enough. If we get a 3rd land, even if it's black and they're an aggro deck, we can still play Whisper Agent. We can still play Mephitic Vapors. Paradise of Birds. Yeah, good. Okay, so there's Lesney deck that I play. Oof. You hate to see it. This is going to be one of those games. So, well, you're a little late to the party, bud, but at least I can disinformation campaign starting next turn. And they haven't done anything yet. Presumably they will on turn 3. That's pretty good. Not a bad card. But it's kind of slow, so let's start the disinformation campaign. Oh boy. Okay, well, thankfully we have Unexplained Disappearance, which is really good with, you know, candlelighting Pitiless Gorgon. Play the island. Do we do it main phase? Probably. Well, we have Dimir Spybug. Play the Dimir Spybug. We'll do this in response. They might do something crazy, for, like if they kit this up again or something. That could be good. We'll pass the turn. But yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna feel really good because we're gonna 1-for-1 them at least, and then we'll also get the tempo advantage and a surveil, which triggers all our stuff. So this is going to be a very excellent Unexplained Disappearance. Eh. I'll keep it on top. I know I already have like 5 lands, but if I have 6, then I can play the Disinformation Campaign and then leave mana up for a Whisper Agent. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't. I would probably bin it, but I'm already like setting myself up for like a really grindy, greedy game. So, excuse me. With all that in mind, being able to do the Disinformation Campaign and the Whisperblade Agent is extremely good. Cannot Bacon Bolt yet, but it's okay. Yeah, we'll see through a fair bit of our deck, I would guess. Yeah, so the Vigor Spore Worm, they must not have their 6th land. Works for me. Yeah, the Vigor Spore Worm is good. It unfortunately pairs quite poorly against the Artful Takedown, so another reason why, you know, this Golgari kind of struggles a little bit probably in this format. Because it's just like my common beats all your commons. My 4-drop common kills your 6-drop and then taps down your next best creature, so I slow the game down more. It's just like, oh, okay. You know, I tap the creature that you give XX and Vigilance to. It's just like, oh, okay, well, not ideal. Yeah. Flash Whisperblade Agent in. Surveil. It's got Surveil, so I will keep it on top. Keep pumping up my little bug. Keep bouncing back my Disinformation Campaign. Will strip you of all your resources. Yep. Do it again. So we've drawn like 3 off of this. Made them discard like 3, I think, at this point. Seems pretty good. So I'll attack with the Dimir Spybug again. I'll play out House Guild Mage. Get it ready. If they remove it, they're not removing my Dimir Spybug. If they don't remove it, it sets me up to have a recurable prevent from untapping effect. Not a tap down effect. Or a recurring Surveil, you know. Another Candlelight Vigil, huh? That's okay. I have another unexplained disappearance. I'll take 6 again. Go down to 9, that's fine. We'll do this main phase. So again, Devious Cover Up. Ooh, do I have enough mana for it? I do. Oh, wait. I didn't draw it. That's just on top of my deck. Well. Alright. Yeah, that's fair. I just got so much sick value, and that's why we don't like enchantments, kids. Stay woke. If you're going to play an enchantment, you better play it on something with hexproof. I'm going to refill my coffee. I'll be right back. got my coffee. We're 2-1. Let's keep pushing through. I'm glad that it's going well. I was, after that really abysmal Boros run, it's nice to have a deck that's going to at least go, 2 wins. This is fine. This is a completely different situation than having all swamps, because our deck is mostly blue cards, especially at the early drops, and we currently have some of those in hand. Sure, we can't play Barrier of Bones on turn 1. That's okay. Almost want to play it later when we have a surveil payoff for it, although if I had this turn 1 with a swamp, I would obviously play it every time. I get to go first again. Going first a lot. Wonder if that has anything to do with it. Ooh, mulligan from our opponent. That's great for us. If we get a disinformation campaign early, or, already one card up on stripping their hand. Okay, so they're playing red, huh? They're playing red, but they haven't played anything, so let's see. They could be playing like an Izzet control deck. So drawing a card here probably is better play than the alternative. Play out the Burglar Rat, just start stripping their hand. I mean, like I said, they mulligan, so they're already like 1 resource down on us, so let's make it another. If they discard a land, maybe they won't hit their bigger drops. If they discard a non-land, that's a card, See what they do. Devious cover-up in the opening hand is kind of unfortunate, because half the reason... Oh, interesting, okay. Because half the reason you want to play this is because you can get back 4 of your best cards when your deck's getting a little thin against a control mirror. Or just any game that goes long. Very cool. I do like this card a lot. I tried to build around it whenever I could draft Izzet, which didn't seem to be very often. Play the Spybug. Get that going. Again, not a ton of... In red, there's not like a ton of burn that kind of like board wipes us. There's no like shock, I don't think. There's probably something though. They're probably about to cast it. Like there's Beacon Bolt, uncommon. Oh, Muse Drake, okay. Well, the Dimir Spybug inexplicably has menace, so unfortunately that's not going to do too much for you. Alright, let's bin a land. We're not going to need our 5th land at this point, especially not our 5th blue land. Oh, let's start the pain train rolling. Fortunately, I think my enchantment beats your enchantment. So it's got menace, cannot block, chip in for 1. We have 1, 2 cards that have surveil to bounce this back more, which is great. Also, the surveil will pump our Dimir Spybug. Notion Rain will surveilling 2 and then drawing 2 means that we'll almost certainly hit our black mana, which is lovely. Severed Strands, huh? Sure. Okay, let's cast the Notion Rain. See if they Devious Cover Up it, or Sinister Sabotage, Ionize, who knows? They are holding priority. Sure. That's fine by me, if I'm being honest. It's not the worst thing you could Devious Cover Up, considering I seem to be ahead in this fight right now. Well, that's pretty decent. That gets bigger and bigger. This card is extremely good. It's obviously not like super intimidating right now as a 1/4, but it'll get bigger. Might go ahead and Severed Strands this turn to kill that. And then I can keep swinging in. Because this will be a problem. let's go for it. So we'll kill you. We're going to gain 1 whole life. Big game. Play the Barrier of Bones. Yeah, that stays on top. And yeah, provided that they don't leave up mana for a Disdainful Stroke, we'll just slam this next turn. And if they do, we'll probably, I don't know, cry a bit? Who knows? I'm gonna be very vigilant for Devious Cover-Up again, because I don't know. I mean, they weren't in a great situation, granted, but like Devious Cover-Upping a Notion Rain seems like the sort of thing that you would do only when you had another one and you were trying to loop the two things. Okay, they tapped out. That's not great for you, unfortunately. So, swinging for my 2 damage. Play my Flying Death Touch Hexproof. The Book Devourer. Interesting. Fun little wheel effect. Tapped out again. Make you discard again. Just keep on stripping those resources. Run them down pretty low to a point where if they just kind of empty their grip, we can do the fun little unexplained disappearance disinformation thing where we can order these on the stack so that whatever I bounce, they have to discard. Okay, let's go to combat. It's got trample, sure. Maybe they're supposed to be more aggro, given like some of these cards. Although this card is just excellent in Penny as a deck, in my opinion. But this is kind of a weirdly aggressive card, just a 4/5 with trample. Well, it's not aggressive because it's a 6-drop. I don't know who this card is for. It's not particularly interesting. There's not like payoffs for wheeling. Discarding stuff from your hand is something that, you know, the black colors want, not red. Red doesn't pair with anything that. I guess Jumpstart. This feels like having to discard everything in your hand just to like enable Jumpstart feels kind of meh. Hopefully they don't have Niv Mizzet. I can't deal with Niv Mizzet. Sure. Yeah, go ahead. I'll take 5 and let you. I mean, I guess it's kind of okay here, because if this card sucks, they're just gonna bin it and draw a new one. They're just gonna loot, so maybe I was quick to judge. Maybe this card is okay. Certainly not first pickable, but maybe it's gonna actually do something nice for them. Their other Devious Cover-Up, huh? Interesting. Sure. 5 damage to any target? Right, okay. It's at... Oh, no, but they drew a card, so... They're probably... And the drawing a card effect is a lot more reasonable than the other one. Well... I don't know, what's 7 mana? And Devious Cover-Up next turn. And Unexplained Disappearance. A sort of cute little interaction I probably could do as well, given that they're probably drawing enough cards that I'm not going to get this interaction off, is I can bounce that after the ability triggers, and maybe they discard their Book Devour. But then they also get to draw an extra card, so it's not like it's not actually like one for one-ing them. We shall see. They are going to be dead next turn. I have like a counter spell if they play anything that prevents them from being dead next turn. What do you got, fam? Surprised they haven't tried to attack with this. Or that. That's weird, actually. I'll go down to 10. I don't think they're going to burn me out. At 10. Just trying to think of why they would attack with that. I mean, I do have menace, but you can block this one. Sure. Okay. What you looking for? 1,000-Year Storm. Alright, I gotta give props to somebody who forces 1,000-Year Storm in draft. Honestly, I should have conceded. Conceding to superior skill. 3-1. Doing good so far. See if we can't get that 5 plus win, right? It's not too bad. I get my... It's slow, but I can do stuff with it. My opponent goes first. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Alright, well, that's okay. This is where the Gateway Plaza really messes you up. If this was a guild gate, I would have played that on turn 1. Being Bold doesn't do anything yet, so I think I want to, you know, I can set this up later. So if they don't play a creature, that means this can't attack, because obviously trading this for Pelt Collector is the correct play, so... So they are not mono green, unsurprisingly. Okay. Okay. Get the Dimir Spybug going, because if they're stumbling on hitting their lands, I'm definitely happy to play my aggro version of this deck, where I try to pump up the Dimir Spybug as much as I can and just murder my opponent. Yeah, Gateway Plaza is still really awkward. Oh, there you go. There you go, boss. Alright, now it's a game. Oh no! How could you? Well, this makes the Gateway Plaza a little less awkward, so I want to do that. Since we have to pay the mana. Luminous Bonds is good. Thankfully we have, I think, 2 copies of Unexplained Disappearance in the deck. Maybe 3? No, I'm pretty sure 2. Probably wouldn't have taken the 3rd one that aggressively. Yes, it looks like we have 2. So the Dimir Spybug will have this Luminous Bonds removed from it, potentially sometime this game. Alright, what you got? Interesting. 3/3. Three with no keywords. Fine. I can do this and Whisper Blade Agent, or Whisper Agent. Dark Blade Agent. That's why I keep calling it Whisper Blade Agent. There's another card that's probably just just as good. Okay, well. I think we're good, actually. You know, we don't get much. Like, we don't have, like, 2 drops in our hand. We got 3 drops and 4 drops. So, getting the extra land here doesn't give us a ton of options. Yeah, I can just chump this thing as long as I need to. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade it with the Whisper Blade Agent, because why not? Shame about this Luminous Bonds. I'd really like to bounce and replay Dimir Spybug before this gets too big, because then it's just going to feel like lost value. Sure thing. Sure. Whoops. Let's cast that before I pass the blockers. How many? Probably bin that one too. I don't want to bin too many lands though. Still primarily a control deck, and I do want to be able to cast my spells. I have an extremely expensive counterspell in my hand, so if I want to be doing stuff on my turn and then also being able to block or prevent huge threats with my Devious Cover-Up, I need to have lands, but I think binning 2 is not going to be the worst thing in the world. Wow. Good righteous blow. Okay, well, still went 1 for 1 with that card, I guess. This also didn't get buffed, which is kind of cool. Now we just swing for 4. Probably not going to use this to block. We have Wishbone Crab now, so that eats Belt Collector. And can block the World Soul Colossus. See, again, this is, there are a lot of, like, X1s in, like, Boros and stuff, but, like, this being a 2/5 makes it pretty decent over, like, other cards of this class that tend to be, like, 1/5s. Because I think this is just, like, a strict upgrade over, like, other crabs. Because I think they're just, like, in a lot of limited formats, if I recall, like, just crabs tend to be, like, 1 power, 4 or 5, or even 6. I think, like, what is it? Isn't there one in, like, M20 or something? Fortress Crab? It's a 1/6. And the 1/6 is not nearly as good as this, because this can kill most things that, you know, most things that it can kill with 2 damage don't kill it with 5 power. That makes sense, so. Pretty good Parhelion Patrol. It's a shame if my Dimir Spybug, for no discernible reason, had Menace. This card didn't have to have Menace. Probably would have been just as fine if they... Oh, no. Sorry, friend. That's just not going to do. As much as I don't want to, you know, just have 1 card go back into my library when I Devious Cover-Up, I'm kind of a more aggressive strategy, and that... Having it enter the battlefield and make 2 1/1s I don't want to wait to Severed Strand it. Like, that would do some work. We're pressuring them a lot, but it's still kind of slow. I have them on like a 3-turn clock. 2 turns if I can get a surveil card next turn. But yeah, that was going to be too much. Yeah, because that would have changed their whole ability to attack this turn in a pretty major way, and I want to... Dang it! Cut it out, you ding. No! Please. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Come on. I really don't want to sack my own Dimir Spybug, because, like, again, I have 2 cards that get it back for me. I'm just going to play out my land, because Selesnya doesn't really do the whole discard thing, so I don't have to pad my hand much. Huh. Yeah, I would really like to get my hands on... Oh, interesting. I don't think I have legendary permanents. That's not bad. That'll help us kind of get through. Do I have legendary permanents? I don't think so. I mean, it's a 2/2 Vigilance. It's a perfectly fine card. We have a 2/5 though, so... Yeah, we don't have anything. Pretty happy to take it slow. We're at 19. We're not in any danger. They're going to keep hitting us for 2, but that's a pretty slow clock, and I always have the option to Severed Strands it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Get back my Spybug. I will keep my recurable whatever on top, then I can Severed Strands. I can Severed Strands that, so that this can attack for free once that becomes relevant. Perfect. Okay, so they're going to need another Luminous Bonds or a way to kill our Dimir Spybug. Like a Prey Upon. Or... Prey Upon? Yeah, Prey Upon and Rabid Bite is the 2-mana one. So... we shall see. Yeah, totally fine. I'm not going to put my bug in the way of this. Go crazy. Okay. You got a land under there, Nightveil Sprite? You do. Don't want that. Get that out of my sight. Definitely going to cast a Nightveil Sprite here. Swing with our 2/2 Menace. I didn't do this main phase mainly because we want to have threat of activation from our hand, as well as in a really bad case scenario if something crazy goes down, I want to be able to block with this while surveilling. This would not count as a crazy situation. More than happy to put my Burglar Rat in front of that. Take 2. Yeah, that's nothing. That is nothing. Okay, nothing I can do about that. So that will kill my Wishcoin Crab now. So You know, our situation's become a little more dire because they have a decent board and now we don't have really decent blocks. But, all that being said, does Mephitic Vapor do anything to them? No. Not really. Doesn't do anything except lets us scry too. Or surveil too. Which might be worth it. Certainly that's going. Let's see. I can Mephitic Vapor to trigger that. And I can Beacon Bolt. Beacon Bolt the Health Collector. That seems fine. Yeah, let's just put it in the graveyard. We don't really get much out of it. Nightveil Predator. Awesome. Okay, so Severed Strands. To kill the Parhelion Patrol. Sack our 0-3, so we'll gain 3 off of this, which is nice. Really nice. We can Beacon Bolt the Pelt Collector. So their board's really lame now. We're gonna swing in for 5 damage, so they're dead. Yeah, so they got a 2-turn clock. They have to deal with both my creatures, or they're in serious trouble. We got 1 card in hand, so their resources are pretty limited. Yeah, okay. Those limited resources, I tell you. Ooh, leveled up. Got a Mastery Orb. How thrilling. Nothing gets me more excited playing Magic the Gathering Arena than having access to the extremely lackluster parallax scrolling card sleeves. Or alternate arts cards. Wow, that's really... that's why I play Magic the Gathering, baby. Alright, pretty good. We can bury our bones on turn 1 to kind of mill away lands we don't need. Or to keep a blue on top. Then we have Nightveil Strike, blah blah blah, we got a lot going on. Seems good. I'm going first. Barrier of Bones. If this is a swamp. Whew, not a swamp. Man. This is... oofa doofa. Is all I have to say about that. So they're playing Golgari, huh? They want to discard cards. That's why Erstwhile Trooper is their gold common. Because Golgari wants to discard cards out of their hand. Oh, yikes. Well, let's do this quick then. Devious Cover-Up might be in danger, but... meh. Bounce back the Disinformation Campaign to my hand. If they want to sack their Pilfering Imp to get it out of my hand, that's understandable. I can get it back later with Devious Cover-Up. We have the island we need, so that's going on in the graveyard. You know, like we got the 1 activation of it, which is good, right? So... ooh. Wow, okay. Cool. Absolutely, go right ahead. Very interesting. It's a good card. I'm just gonna keep. I'm not too stressed about it right now. The power of it, at least. Like, I would be more concerned about their ability to draw cards when their creatures die, of course. But I mean, I can always throw it on a wall of mist, and that blocks this from attacking. It's pretty good. Whisper Agent, yeah, you can stay on top, friend. So doing this now makes a lot more sense because they also get to replace the card that they lose thanks to the Midnight Reaper, but they might want to, oh, they clearly want to play a card this turn, so. Wonder why they didn't attack the Midnight Reaper. What could I possibly have had for 1 blue that would have indicated danger? Oh well. Have you discard again? Like, every turn you just choose to attack with this, it seems like you're just letting me strip your hand. That doesn't seem good for you. Ooh, we got a Disdainful Stroke now. Disdainful Stroke I'll probably keep Wall of Mist in my hand to play. Because the Rhizome Lurchers. Rhizome Lurcher dies to Severed Strands. There's not a ton, but what could they have that's 5 mana? Crawl Foragers isn't that scary. Are there any non-creatures that they could have for 5 mana that I want to make sure I can counter? Struggle of not playing a lot of this format in Draft and having it been a really long time. Like, creatures I can kill all creatures. They don't have access to Nightveil Predator. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this, I think. I think anything that the Golgari plays that I would be able to Disdainful Stroke, I can kill with Severed Strands. So, yeah, I'll probably keep that 5/4 flying on top. Granted, we can't cast it. We're 1 land short. I should have never binned you. That's interesting, but it doesn't really stop my Nightveil Sprite. Like, this has been the fact that I've been able to Disinformation campaign in Nightveil Sprite has been absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I couldn't cast the City Watcher Sphinx anyway, so I'll take a land. Using Assassin's Trophy on an 0/5 is about as happy as you can be when you're facing down that card. Yeah, I'll take 7. Sure. I think now I'm going to go ahead and kill that Midnight Reaper, because I don't want them to start being able to refill their hand after I've gone and stripped the whole thing. So I'm going to discard while they have 1 card in hand, because that's they have the least options in that regard. I'm going to play the Gateway Plaza, so I can put Beacon Bolt online, and then I'm going to Severed Strands to heal 3 off the Buried Bones and kill the Midnight Reaper. And then they will have 1 card in hand. And it was a good one! Oh my goodness. That could have won them the game next turn. Oh, no, they were 1 mana off. I also just realized, I think I remembered a card that Disdainful Stroke is good against. That I can't use Severed Strands on. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, the Disinformation campaign is the real hero of this here game. Most definitely. Not even a question. I can even Beacon Bolt the Pilfering Imp next turn if I want to prevent them from messing around with my hand, because for some reason it seems like they're really uninterested in using that effect. Okay, now they're doing it. So now we have a lot of options. They Snap took the disinformation campaign. It's weird because it's just so late for them to have done that. Like, sure, like, you did it after I made you discard, like, what? How many cards did I actually... They discard that, 2, 3, 4... 4 cards. I don't know, it just seems odd. Let's make you discard that card as well. Pretty good card, actually, so... Yeah, me. Just swinging with a Night Veil Sprite. There we go. You're back, baby. Yeah, I think we're good, yeah. So we have all this instant speed stuff. They see it all, granted, so I'm not sure what they're going to do. Okay. Unexplained Disappearance doesn't really do all that much for us right now. We don't have, again, we don't have a disinformation campaign anymore. We don't have Dimir Spybugs in play, so this card is a little underwhelming. Also, all of their cards, 2 of them have an ETB and 1 of them is a 1-drop card, so using it on their stuff isn't that impressive. Sure thing. I'm going to keep the Whisper Agent in hand, I think. Yeah. This seems pretty clear. Hope... It's Night Veil Sprite. To the bin with you. Like, they only have 4 mana, so if they probably nothing they top deck is going to be, like, crazy impossible to deal with. Yeah, so, and now I'm pretty safe again. Let's go ahead and swing on in for 6. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like it was a misplay on the part of our opponent to not pilfering it more aggressively, especially when they knew we had disinformation campaign. Because I think that really cost them. They definitely lost. Probably because I got to just make them discard 4 and draw 4. Okay. Oh, claim price, right. Oh, I'm at 5. I thought it was a 3, so that took me to 5. So we made it to 5. 5-1. Nice. Let's see if we can go the distance. This deck seems very strong. Another good hand. So we can Dimir Spybug on turn 2. Then hopefully we can Whisperblade Agent on turn 3 to pump it up. Oh, I didn't actually check. Are we going first? Okay, yes, we are. Man, can't stop going first. Going first is great. Thanks, Magic the Gathering. Alright, we got blue. I don't think we've seen... Have we seen a Dimir mirror yet? Dimir? It's very... There we go. I was about to say. Dimir is so strong that, like... Oh, no. No, that's not what you want to see. Dimir is so strong, I was surprised. But now that we're into our, like, you know, game... 6-win games and 7-win games, I assume we might see a couple Dimir decks. Because unless they fix the bots don't take Dimir probably as highly as they should, if that's still true, and also they what am I trying to say? Also, they it's just an extremely strong archetype, even in paper, even where bots aren't making bad choices sometimes. So you tend to see a lot of. I remember playing GRN, when you get to your fairly high win rates, you tend to see a lot of Dimir decks, because I think it is probably the best deck in the format. Interesting. Well, I think I'm going to keep it. It is slow, but it is a land. Their deck seems like they want to surveil stuff, so they might be a slower sort of deck. See what they got. So, happy with that trade, because that card is quite strong. Partisan Bats does not do it, Chief. In fact, I could kill it next turn when if you play like another flyer to block with, I can certainly just kill it. Yeah, the gateway plazas aren't excellent. I think they're kind of necessary. Oh boy, if they get their surveil game on, this is this is gonna get silly. Well, they can't DV's cover up, and Disdainful Stroke won't do it, so they have to either have the uncommon, which is uncommon. If they were to Mephitic Vapors now, it'll bump this up. We'll surveil 2, kill the Partisan Bats, which is pretty decent damage. I doubt they're going to play a lot more 3/1s. You probably don't run more than one in this. Probably don't run more than one Partisan Bat. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. See if they have the Sinister Sabotage. They might. It's not uncommon. It's not, like, completely out of the realm of possibility, especially if they've drafted if they got a good Dimir deck. But it seems like we're good. I'm going to put the Swamp on top. I'm going to keep both. Just in case we need to get to a situation where we need to force our Sphinx through, but we need to cast our Sphinx first, which requires 1 more mana. So, that we shall do. Alright. Get him. What do you got? Whisperblade Agent? Okay, sure. Good card as well. Yeah, will drain me for 2 with the 2 Whispering Snitches. That's cute. Hopefully I can kill you fast enough, I guess. Sure. Let's take 2 from the Snitches. Block the Whisperblade Agent. Let's swing in. See what they got. In case I have a counterspell like Disdainful Stroke, I might play the Wishcoin Crab here. Play it safe, because the Wishcoin Crab, if it resolves, well, we're happy to have it in play because of the Whisper Agent. And if it goes, then hopefully they don't have a follow-up counterspell for the City Watch Sphinx. Let's see. Uh-oh. Well, that's sad, but them's the breaks. I'm also going to get drained for 2, which is unfortunate. Well. Oh, so they're just trying to really mill us out. Curious. Well, it seems like they would have Disdainful Stroke that, considering it pairs super well against their board. But maybe not. Maybe they're playing better than I think they are. But I don't know. We'll see what happens when they do this. No, okay. So this is a huge game. So they'll either have to kill it now, or they're in some real danger. Wow, Notion Rain, where they take no damage and deal either two? Crazy. Okay, sorry, just had, got the 4-5. Still can block it with our 0-5, which is nice. They tapped out for that. Well, let's, no fooling around. I want to try and race them before things get dangerous. So this leaves up enough mana for Devious Cover-Up. We got, if we need it. And we want to play kind of conservatively if we can, because they're really close. That is pretty rough. Make that unblockable too. Sure thing. So we'll bounce back the Dowser of Lights. They cannot recast it this turn, which is cool. So we'll take 3. We don't want to, but Sure. Let me just quickly do math. Is there a way I can win this game? They're at 10? Dang it. Why couldn't they be at 9? 4. Wait. No, wait. I'm good. Yeah, so if I 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pump this, play this, make this unblockable, that costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's perfect lethal. They're tapped out. We know what's in their hand. Nothing they can do about it. Wow. Nicely done. Yeah, make the Wishcoin Crab unblockable. And they can't block anything else naturally, so that's going to be game. That's 10 damage. 3, 5, 10. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. That was a good game. That was probably one of the better games we've played in this run. It's been a good run. Oh, ranking up. Gold tier 3. Here we go. So we're at 6-1. Can we do it? Are we going to get that elusive 7 wins? Are we going to get that trophy? Or are we going to scrub out 2 games in a row? Let's find out right now. Because I don't know how much time we have until this entire format ends. Well, this is awkward. You're only going to find this out later, if you ever find out at all. But The reason I'm not being very helpful answering all of your work-related questions is because I am currently in this draft that I'm trying to finish before it rotates out, and as a result, I am ignoring all these unexpected work emails or messages from you, friend. Sorry. But if it's any consolation, we're doing really well in this draft, so surely that makes up for it. We'll keep this, get an Izzet Guildgate. We can play the Wall of Mist. We'll draw into black mana soon, hopefully, or just more blue cards. Seems good. They mulligan. Oh no. What do you got? Sure thing. Hello, fellow 6-win player. Aggro. Blah. It's in the air, too. My Wall of Mist does nothing. That's not a good way to start out this game. Boros does have a few quite decent, like, flying threats, which is, excuse me, problematic for me. Can't even beacon bolt that sucker yet. Oh no. Well. Well, at least I can counter spell something. This is not good so far. Best of 1 variance will get you, but hey, cannot complain about this run so far. Even if we lose that game, we still have one more shot this game, but it really, really, really looks like we're going to lose this game, just based on how our deck is giving us cards, and how our opponent is getting every card they could ask for. That's something. That's not nothing. We can use it to block the banneret. We can use it to surveil, hopefully surveil for a swamp. That is not a nothing card for sure. But we're still probably going to lose this game because, yeah, the Goblin Banneret, they can choose to pump it, which will make one of these 2 cards that I'm already struggling to block. Oh, okay. Well. Stronger. Interesting choice to attack with the Banneret when there's... They might still have Righteous Blow in their hand, but that's okay. I'm pretty happy to play this out anyways. This is not good. I'll put a spell in the graveyard though, so my Beacon Bolt can hit for 1. That's pretty good. Boop. And just in case there's an issue for some reason. Because yeah, that's the only thing they could be representing. And it would make sense that they would, you know, provided they're cognizant of what I could have, it makes sense that that was what they would be doing. Oh, okay. That works too, I guess. I mean, still, we trade, so that's good. Oh wait, we don't have black. And here I was getting excited. Jeez. Well, we're going to Beacon Bolt. We're probably going to pitch the Mephitic Vapors because we're going to kill the one thing that Mephitic Vapors would hit anyways. Oh wait, this is coming from my hand. I am all out of sorts. Come on. Well, this card's insane. Huh. You're just not getting played this game, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. It's something. I suppose at least this can, sure it can mentor, but at least I can block this without dealing this damage, which is kind of cool. Sorry about that. Just have to send an email because things are unexpectedly going kind of crazy. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go down to 3. Pretty sure there's nothing I can do because I would have to be able to block. Oh, there you are! Hooray! Let me see. What would do it? I don't think anything. This jumpstart checks for exile, right? Oh, no, sorry. This card checks for exile, rather. Okay, so it is counting our thing. Even if we... Let me think. Frank, if we had one more mana, there would be an out, potentially. Because we could Mephitic Vapors to bring this down to 2, and then, like, play that to kill that, and block there. But I don't think there's anything we can do here. Yeah, because Mephitic Vapors, that leaves us with 2 mana. Unfortunately, we have no land, we have no way to draw a card this turn. We do have to jumpstart, though, so actually we can play this. Right, yeah, okay, so we have to jumpstart, so we can discard the Mephitic Vapors for the jumpstart cost. And if the top card of our deck is a non-land, we can do 3 damage to the Sky Knight Legionnaire. I don't know if that'll be enough because they have Direct Current in their hand. In the Notion Rain. So we'll go to cast Beacon Bolt, target with Sky Knight Legionnaire, discard Mephitic Vapors. So after the discard, this will do 3. So we take 2 from the Direct Current. We block the 4/3 with the 0/3. This just can't take damage for the rest of the game, which is a curious thing. Severed Strands. If we survive this turn, Severed Strands would be absolute gift. Right, so we'll go down to 1. Sure. We can block this without taking damage. Oof. That is not... Severed Strands. Play the City Watch Sphinx. I have no choice, because I need to have 2 blocks at all times. So if they top deck like a Direct Current or any burn, like I will lose, but I would lose if I didn't do this, so... You know, we'll see if they... Okay. That will not do. We can just counter whatever they play. We can put the few cards back in our deck that if they became our top decks, we wouldn't be too upset about it. Yeah, Divas cover that up. take Barrier of Bones. This works, this works, this works, and this probably isn't fast enough. I'd rather add something else. Can't do that. That's not really that good for us. So we'll submit those three. All three of those surveil, or, well, two of those surveil. The other one is Night Veil's Predator, which is pretty good. It's hard to argue that that shouldn't go back in. Especially now that we can actually cast the damn thing. It's 4/6 with trample. Do I have to... Well, this is unfortunate. This is just gonna die. It's not even gonna trade. This game is pretty much over. I get to surveil too. Artful Takedown. That kind of does it. Well, it doesn't do it. It doesn't save our ass. But we can kill, tap, block. Well, actually, this can't attack after that, so amazing. Pass the turn. So they're going to pass to attackers. So this is pretty good for us. Tap down the 4/6 with trample. Neg for the creature that if it takes damage it kills us, so that's a good way to remove that threat. Another blocker. Certainly we are not probably going to come back from this. What you got? Anything? Yeah, that's it. That sends us. Alright. Bad. I mean, it was we put up a good fight there, but I won't act like that was a good game, obviously, with our really bad land situation and their really fast opener. That's alright though. Like I said, best of one. That'll happen, and we're currently 6-2, so we could lose this next game and I wouldn't be too upset about our win rate, of course. I'm going to quickly refill my coffee before we go into our final match, our trophy or our DQ match. Okay, let's do it. Let's finish off this run. Okay, good start. This time we have both our colors. And we can play our tap land on turn 1. Our opponent goes first. Well, we're just going to lose then. Oh no, they're playing red and they get to go first. We are just going to lose then. Well, there is it, so it's not Boros. That is just a factual statement. They are is it, and not Boros. Is it can be extremely aggressive though, so if they've gotten this far and they're playing turn 2 Fire Urchins, I'm going to assume they're playing the Boros version of, or the aggro version of this deck. And it can be quite good. They got, if you get that uncommon they have, Beam Splitter Mage, you can do some stupid stuff with just like duping, what do you call them? Sure Strikes, the 3-1 or the 3-0 gives first strike till end of turn. Maybe it's 2-0, but you know, double that up, put it on 2 different creatures. Forget it, man. Well, Acidic Vapors is going to be very good for us. So we'll Beacon Bolt, so we'll keep both of these on top, so we'll draw them both. Yeah, we're going to want both of these cards. Because this kills one of their scary threats, this will kill one of their scary threats eventually. Actually pretty short order, I would guess. So, and if they play, yeah, so there's the Beam Splitter Mage, so that thing will just mess you up. That's, there's a lot of like little dumb cantrips too. There's like the one that gives flying. There's the blue, there's the red one that gives like haste and 1/1 or something. You know, so you have a lot of these dumb little things that have jumpstart, so you can reuse them. You get the Beam Splitter Mage, and you got a real aggro deck. It's a real deck. I'm bad at playing it. I never was able to make it get into it. Again, not really an aggro player now, and back then it was even more pronounced, but... Okay, so... currently trying to think if there's any way that I can... Dang. See, now I have too much black. Come on, man. How are you gonna... Right when things are the most tense and I'm playing the toughest games, you're gonna give me bad mana. Very rude deck. Very rude. Probably just Mephitic Vapors then, so that we can fix our next land drops. Kill the Leap Throg, which is a big problem for us. The damage we do with the Spybug remains constant. So, yeah, that'll do. Well, maybe Gateway Plaza won't do. Let me see. So we'll have 5 that turn. So the Gateway Plaza turn, that means we have 4 mana, which isn't too bad. We can either play 2/2 drops or we can keep on mana for Devious Cover Up. And then going forward, it gives us good fixing. I guess that's okay. That's probably better than binning it and not hitting our land drops. So we'll keep both on top. Probably keep the Spybug back, because it'll become a 3/3, you know, once the turn ends, and I can block that before they pump it and do stupid stuff, but, you know, it's going to be a blocker, which will be helpful for us. Alright, what you got? Yeah, if we had an island or another blue source instead of the 3 swamps, the last turn would have been a little different. Yeah, this reads to me that they have like spells in hand, but I could very well die if I don't block, so we're going to go ahead and put this on the Beam Splitter Mage. And then they can Sure Strike, do whatever they need, do whatever they want to my sweet little bug boy. Anyways, but yeah, last turn if we had the island, we would have probably kept the mana for Unexplained Disappearance. Boy. And then probably a Wall of Mist. Oh. Well, that's fine. I mean, it still is currently blocking this without... It doesn't kill it, sure. But... Pumps that up a little bit, but it's not a nightmare. If that's the only reason they felt comfortable attacking. I have to imagine that, you know, they've built around this guy. If they've gone 6-1 or 6-2, they're probably a competent deck builder, so... What you got? What you got? I see. It's okay, well, as far as that turn went, it went about as good as it could have, being honest. This turn I'll probably Wall of Mist and then kill the Beam Splitter Mage, because that card does work. Oh, I can't, because I only have black mana left over. An absolute nightmare. I think that I certainly have to do it, though, because this could kill me out of nowhere. Pretty easily. Next turn, I'll tap down one of my swamps for the Gateway Plaza, and then I can play 2 blue 2-drops. Yeah, okay. That card really does slap, so I do not want to let it give me out of nowhere. Because, like, if they drew Sure Strike, that would have made 2, 4... It would have made them both. If it's a 2-0 First Strike, I would have gone to 8. And then they would have been able to, or maybe not, because they wouldn't have had the red mana for it, but direct current me. And if it's 3-0, which I think it is, I would have died. So, Gateway Plaza, tapping down this swamp for sure, no question about it. Play the Wall of Mist, that'll block that really effectively. Play the House Guild Mage, we'll start setting up an engine. If they want to direct current the House Guild Mage, that's okay, because it keeps it off my face, and I can always recur House Guild Mage with TV's cover up later, if the game manages to drag out that long. It's a good card. Doesn't have haste, though, even if they take Defender off it. Sure, make it a 3/4 flying. EX. Yeah, see, that's really strong. I mean, it is pretty hard to deny how good that is. I'm going to try and keep up mana for both. For my Unexplained Disappearance and a Devious Cover-Up, just in case. Because I'm getting pretty low here, so I don't want to... I want to have all my defensive options open to me. Because they have lethal on board by using maximum altitude on the Piston Fist Cyclops, but that requires them to discard a card, and then I can bounce the Piston Fist Cyclops back to their hand. Yeah, of course. So that's going to be a big tempo loss for them. Gotta get them with the disrespectful GG. Surprise! Don't really need you now. I have Beacon Bolt online now. I think I might just Devious... Oh no, I can't Devious Cover Up this, because then Beacon Bolt will become quite weak. I'll probably Beacon Bolt that. Hopefully I can just deal with that. I mean, I guess I could just not put stuff back. So what Beacon Bolt is... So this would go in the graveyard, so if I just put Dimir Spybug and, like, I don't know. Notion Rain is not good for me right now. Unexplained Disappearance. That's actually okay. I can still kill that. Yeah, okay. Sure. So I'll put 1 instant sorcery. This will then go in the graveyard, so this becomes 3. Yeah, okay. Sure. So Dimir Spybug and our Unexplained Vision. I'll submit those. And then the Unexplained Vision is pretty good against aggro matchups, especially ones, the Is It one, where they apply like buffs and stuff to their cards. Discard this island. to kill the fire urchin. Most red, like the what maximize velocity or whatever, it doesn't pump defense, it just pumps power, unlike the maximize altitude, so I'm not worried about that being their last card. So they go down to, so they have no cards in hand. I can surveil 2 with that effect, which I'm happier to do probably than playing these out, because I have 2 blockers. Leapfrog, okay. That could be bad. Yep, sure. Surveil 2. Get me something that can deal with the frog, please. Because I do currently die to them direct current, using direct current, and then just swinging with the leapfrog, so it's all on you, this card. Whatever disinformation campaign gets me. A land! Ugh. Heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Oh well. 6-3. It's a fine finish. It is annoying when our two losses are completely due to lands messing you up, and not the decks playing, your opponent's decks playing super well over yours. Those 2 matches were both good decks, definitely. But I think the games probably would have been a lot different if my decks didn't, give me terrible land splits. And I even took that mountain out to make sure my lands were good. Ugh. Soul crushing. Yeah, well, you're not going to get to untap. Take that. Oh well. 6-3 is fine, of course. Gives us a ton of gems. Happy with it. Obviously would have liked to have won that game. It's sad to lose in with such under such circumstances, but you're not going to catch me complaining overall about 850 gems and a pack of Guilds of Ravnica. So take that prize. So we're up to 10.7k gems, so we will fire off another traditional draft later on, because I have some work stuff I need to address, and then I gotta study, but I thought work was going to be a little slower today, so I figured that I could take the morning off after the rough week, but apparently not, so that's okay. Alright, Vivid Revival. That could be fun in Brawl. I don't know if I have a copy of it yet, but that's cute. Alright, well, good games. Oh, now it's Ravnica Allegiance. I think Ravnica Allegiance might have been a better draft format. I recall it being maybe better than whatever the one I just did was, the Guilds one, the other Guilds one. But I don't know, I'm probably just gonna bounce back into Throne of Eldraine. I think even in Arena I'm enjoying Throne of Eldraine quite a bit. But we'll see. Certainly I'll do the traditional draft before I do either of these, so I'll have more time to meditate on it. Anyways, I will see you later.